just momentarily.
Yeah, and so before we get started, Echoes, what kind of seed are you looking for?
I want to see a pedestal seed, and immediately we have some different starting positions here. Looks like there's 300 rupees in Link's house and just a bomb upgrade in the Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's nothing exciting in Sanctuary. It is the big bomb upgrade. It was the plus 10, but that 300 definitely more exciting. So Zaen is going to set up their tree pool here, see what we get on that first tier, and it is, oh my goodness.
Ooh, that's really good.
All right, so 4 bomb drops from the tree pool. DududeDude set it up as well, and they both have plenty of bombs. Never going to have to worry about bombs in this seed.
Yeah, with just a heart container from the uncle, so still nothing much there. The bush crab only gives 1 rupee.
Yeah, and that 10 bomb upgrade already coming in handy for DududeDude. They have 16 bombs because of that. That pays out, surprisingly, pays out already.
Yeah, and speaking of bomb upgrades, there was yet another bomb upgrade in the Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, won't be getting that one. I would be surprised if we see that one. So Zaen resets, goes up into the Sanctuary, gets their 10 bomb upgrade. Probably wishing they'd had that a little bit earlier so they could have some extra bombs right now. Might see them do another tree pull just to get some extra bombs going forward.
And there's our bow early on.
Wow.
Bow in the mushroom spot, so
That is a super early bow, sub 2-minute bow for the DududeDude, and Zaen will be getting that shortly as we get 20 rupees in the Thieves' Hole.
and we do have our first map check. Looks like our 6 crystal was in Tower of Hera, 7 was in Eastern, I believe. Was a red pendant down in Desert.
It was blue, I believe. One of the unimportant pendants. So we got 2 crystals and a pendant in the Light World.
Yeah, red, blue. What's the difference, right?
Not much difference in this version. So Zaen picks up their bow. Pretty happy to see that as DududeDude is heading into Kakariko and is stopping off at Blindside first.
See if we can get some more exciting treasures here. I've already found the bow. See if there's anything else hiding in here. There's our single arrow to go with that bow.
Yeah, we now have 1 arrow to go with our bow. We can kill Ganon, guys.
Yeah, we just won the game.
Under 3 minutes, won the game.
And our hammer.
Oh my gosh, the hammer. Wow.
All right, so seed being rather generous early on.
Yes, it is, and that begs the question: what item is going to troll these runners?
This is game 1, Zertanul. First matchup between the 2 racers.
Yeah, and they are doing 2 races for sure back to back, and possibly a third if it goes that far and they're filling it. As we get the power gloves inside the well, Kakariko is loaded with items. Oh my gosh.
We got our first fetch quest item as well. We got our shovel. So we'll see if DududeDude decides to combine that in with the southern Kakariko check here.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, and a big ripoff with the bottle vendor. Pay 100, get 5 back. So negative 95 rupees, which DududeDude has not been to their house yet. They have not picked up that 300 rupee drop, but they will be getting there shortly, I imagine.
And DududeDude showing off that chicken clip. Meanwhile, Zaen now picks up his glove, so not too far behind DududeDude here in Kakariko.
Yeah, not too far behind at all as DududeDude's getting to the last chest location inside of Kakariko, and it's just a piece of heart. So all we got left is to activate the flute and the bottle in Kakariko. So pretty nice Kakariko so far.
Indeed. Zaen throwing the bomb in the wrong direction there.
Luckily, he picks it up, has no problems with that, as there's just a green rupee on top of the library. So at this point, boots are not required, especially with having that 5-bomb upgrade in Lumberjack Cave. We will see later on if it is indeed required. And keep in mind, Desert was a pendant, so they may not have to go in there.
Yeah, and one thing DududeDude is doing here, he's not even going to check the ledge, he's just going to go straight for it. And it's 20 rupees, so still not a bad find. You need you need rupees this early on as well, so
yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, since you did the game, definitely pick up those 20 rupees. And DududeDude, for a second, was in auto mode, almost saved and quit, but remembered he's got the shovel. He's going to be able to make the route into the dig spot here shortly, and we'll see if Zaen does the same thing, as they do not go straight into the race game, so probably won't see them go after those 20 rupees, and don't think they will.
yeah, so they both have the same idea. They're right down here, so close to that shovel spot. They're going to go check it out here real quick. We'll be seeing that information here from DududeDude first, and it is the Moon Pearl. We have our Dark World access already.
That is 6-minute Dark World access for DududeDude, and Zaen will be getting it just in a moment. And that is super crazy fast.
What is this seed? Oh my goodness.
This seed is insane. All right, so Zaen is going to follow suit, going to head into the south of Kakariko. Really? Actually, no. Looks like DududeDude is going to go to Dark World, taking that Dark World access and going in, as Zaen goes to Eastern Palace area.
All right, so we have a map check. 5 is Swamp, red is Thieves, and green is Turtle Rock.
Ooh.
And looks like we're going to have some Hype Cave. Some 7-minute Hype Cave from DududeDude.
Yeah, this is...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a super early Hype Cave check, especially with this version where it has been not very lucrative lately. We will see if it holds out as we get a heart piece, or a full heart, 20 rupees, 20 more rupees, the book, and a piece of heart. So not much in there, as Zaen did get a metal upgrade inside of Sahasrah's hut.
Yeah, you got a mail upgrade and that red meringue. So... now, it looks like Zaen is, with that bow, he's going to be continuing on to Eastern Palace. I mean, he can't complete Eastern Palace if he knows his dark rooms, which at this point I would think he would know his dark rooms.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they do not understand those dark rooms. So this is a good play. If they do not find Lamp in here, it would be a sequence break, but it's not one of those sequence breaks that can really break the logic of the game. You never know with the Lamp, but typically speaking, it's not. As Zaen is going to continue through that south Dark World route and gets a piece of heart from the Stumpy.
All right, and DududeDude is going. Looks like he's going to continue on to go to the digging game. Meanwhile, Zaen finds his big key in that first chest in Eastern Palace.
Always nice to find the big key before getting to the big key chest, or to the big chest. So that'll be just a little bit more efficient on the routing. Won't have to double up onto that area.
And just a bomb upgrade from the digging game. So DududeDude going to quit out. We'll see where he decides to go from here.
Looks like we might be seeing them go into the Village of Outcasts portal in Dark Worlds, taking this Sanctuary portal. We'll have to see which direction they head, though. Oh, they might be going to Back of Escape with those power gloves.
And that looks like what he's going to do.
All right, so not a bad play for DududeDude. Just checking all the things. At this point, it looks like he is not going to be doing any sequence breaking, which, you know, I can understand that. Sequence breaking is one of those things you got to make sure you are aware of what you're breaking and to try and close it back up. Close the book. You don't want to forget something that the sequence break would have skipped. We did not find anything in the Back of the Escape, though.
And so far, nothing here from Eastern Palace. Just 300 rupees here in the big chest. And DududeDude gonna go ahead and set up the Houlihan.
He's thinking Zora. He's got those he's got that moon pearl, we'll be able to set up the fake flipper and get the water walking after getting those waterfall chests. So not a bad idea. He's going to have plenty of rupees for that, as Zaen is in the first set of dark rooms in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, now DududeDude is going to be the first one checking the full southern loop here in Hyrule, so we'll be able to see what the dam holds. Oh wait, never mind. It's just going to go straight down here to the mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to save that for later, or if he just forgot because the way that his routing's been, it's a little bit different. That's kind of an interesting. Hopefully, that's not something he forgot about.
Yeah, he may be saving it for later. Oh, that mini Moldorm not playing nice. Just wants a hug.
Yeah, and with only 2 hearts and green mail, he's just going to play it safe and reset the room. And that mini Moldorm does not want to go down. It is trolling DududeDude something fierce.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Zaen did find his bug net, so I mean, not an amazing item, but still an item nonetheless. There we go. And we have just 20 rupees. Another 50 rupees. Is that our first sword?
That is our first sword.
We had a bomb upgrade and a piece of heart. Ooh, and unfortunately, Zaen taking a death.
Yeah, he was in the second set of dark rooms. It's a little bit tougher in there. You got to get that Igor, and he did get the key, it looks like, but was unable to make it to the door and died. So he'll have to run back in there. That's an unfortunate death for Zaen.
Alright, so DududeDude is going to be heading on up to the Ice Rod Cave here. See what that has in store for us, and then possibly going to be fake flippering after setting up that Houlihan room.
Yeah, I would be surprised if that's not what DududeDude does, setting up that Houlihan's getting those rupees for Zora. Coming this way, we'll see as soon as they exit out of the Ice Rod Cave, though.
And just a piece of heart. Meanwhile, Zaen is back in that dark room. And made very quick work of it the second time around.
Yeah, not having to worry about getting the key, he was able to just kind of go straight into it and straight through. Didn't have to worry about placement and was able to get through it very quickly that time. So they will be able to get their crystal here on Eastern Palace on the Armos Knights, just assuming they don't mess up any of their strats here, but they'll be able to pick up plenty of arrows, so it should not be a problem for Zaen.
Yeah, and DududeDude sees a heart container on the Lake Hylia Island. Gonna head up to the hobo here.
Zaen doing a very good job clearing that room with just the bow and arrow, and he's going to set up for the kill on Armos Knights. See how well he does. Almost got it, but overall very well done for Zaen on that. Gets the kill and gets our first crystal at 13.5 minutes in.
Alright, I didn't quite catch what the hobo had there. I was busy looking at Zane's Armos Knight kill. Did you happen to see what it was?
I think it was just a piece of heart. It's what it looked like. I kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye because I was also watching Zane's fight there. But I think it was just a piece of heart. But DududeDude indeed does set up the fake flipper to go to Zora and is going to set up this water walking here. Oh, chat is saying it was a 300 rupee drop. That is definitely not what I saw out of the corner of my eye. So I did not see anything properly. But we get our first bottle and 3 more bombs outside of the waterfall fairies.
Alright, so that does open up one more location for DududeDude to check. And that is the Sick Kid back in Kakariko. So still really good find there.
Yes, indeed. And the ledge has just 50 rupees, so not going to have to worry about needing flippers to come back for those. That is always a comforting feeling.
And now Zaen is going to be checking the southern part here of Hyrule as well. So looks like we'll be seeing what the dam has to hold for him.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
man.
500 rupees for just 5. These rupee sinks have not been nice today. Both
No,
of them,
they
the
have
100 and the
not.
500, have resulted in 5 rupees each.
Yeah, that is quite the taxes that Zora put for being able to walk through his land, even though he was getting attacked. Not a very kind overlord.
Alright, and DududeDude is grabbing some bombs from the tree pole there. Going to now go ahead and check Uncle, and probably route that into the first part of the escape from Hyrule Castle. And from what we saw, all the dam had looks like there were some arrows there and 20 rupees, so DududeDude didn't miss out on anything from not checking that yet.
Yeah, that is going to be good for him. Eventually, I will imagine we will see them check it out, but it's not going to be something that's going to hurt them for not having checked it earlier.
These mini Moldorms just don't want to play nice today, both of them giving these runners a hard time.
Yeah, they were just not cooperating. And this Moldorm that's remaining came all the way from the right side and now is on the left side. It just, wow, they were not cooperating today.
So Zaen grabbing his first sword here. Probably relieved to find that sword 16 minutes in.
Yeah, going to be very happy to finally get that first sword. The first sword is always nice to get, but even nicer is when you start getting the upgrades for them. Can't get the upgrades till you get the first one, so always nice to get that sword. Alright, looks like Zaen is setting up the fake flipper as well. Gonna check in on Hobo, steal his cash, and then likely head up to Zora and find a whole lot of nothing up there. Oh, not going to Hobo.
Yeah, so he's gonna skip right out on that and head straight into the Waterfall of Wishing in Zora. And there's our second male upgrade in Escape. So once DududeDude and Zaen go to their respective locations, we'll have a rather early red mail. So I don't see them
Yeah.
skipping out on Sahasrah's or the Escape. So
Yeah, that is a very good point. And another thing that I'm kind of surprised is we haven't seen. I know there's a lot of overworld in the light world to check, but I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more dark world. Going into dark world yet from either runner. But I guess there is so much to do still, so it's not that surprising.
and we just find the map. So the one chest that is still left here in Escape, that is going to be an item of some sort. We have the small key. We just found the map, so that is going to be some sort of item. So these runners have to keep that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, that is definitely something they're going to have to keep in their mind, as Zaen is going to get their massive life lesson here from Zora and be not happy about that. 500 for 5 is terrible. And it looks like DududeDude is going to head into Kakariko, probably turn in that bottle, and we'll see if they decide to head into Dark World from there.
Looks like Zaen. Where is Zaen heading? Okay, looks like he's going to be going into Dark World here to check out Hyper Cave as well. Going to be grabbing their book. And we have the lamp at Sick Kid.
All right, so Sick Kid having an item, and that will clean up any sequence breaks that Zaen did earlier, so that'll be good for them. DududeDude did not, or I guess besides the fake Zora, excuse me, but with the Eastern Palace, that'll clean up that sequence break for Zaen.
Yeah, and well, I mean, unless we find some sort of bottle, that lamp is still kind of a sequence break because they had to use the fake flippers to get that bottle as well.
Oh, that is a good point. That is a very good point. So a sequence break closed up one sequence break for Zaen.
And DududeDude gonna head straight into Skull Woods here. Zaen getting his map info. Probably not liking seeing that Turtle Rock as a green pendant, because that likely means that Turtle Rock is still gonna be required in some shape or form.
Yeah, Pendant Turtle Rock is one of the scariest things to see, especially in this current version. It seems to always have something. And there is our in-sequence bottle for DududeDude in Skull Woods. So the lamp would now be in logic once Zaen gets there.
Yeah, so we are back on sequence now. Meanwhile, Zaen checking out Stumpy here, getting just a piece of heart. DududeDude about ready to pick up the key here in this chest here. Now that chest is always going to be guaranteed to have a key in it. That way you can still access this part of the dungeon. That's how we knew that there was a key in that chest. And we find yet another key here as well.
Correct indeed. And DududeDude using the bumper to speed his pathing along a little bit there. And gonna bomb jump across to check out what's inside the big chest.
Alright. And Zaen quitting out. Let's see if he decides to go to Dark World now as well.
They have not done... No, they have done Back of Escape, correct? That's the front of Escape they did not do.
I don't know if Zaen did that. I think it was DududeDude who did that. I don't recall seeing Zaen go in there. Maybe he did. I don't know. For some reason, my mind's playing tricks on me right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think he did, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like he did, though. And DududeDude getting trolled by the fairy and the Wallmaster and Gibdos there was not able to get it. Probably looked like they wanted it, but in the end, barely avoiding that Wallmaster.
This is one of my least favorite rooms in any dungeon because of those Gibdos. Oh, when he gets grabbed by the Wallmaster's got to redo this room.
Oh my goodness. This room was trolling DududeDude so hard, and that fairy, he just did not get it. But it looks like they're going to be able to get it much better, much more clean this time and get in there and check out what's in this chest.
Alright, so that's a compass. So we know one of the remaining items here in Skull Woods is either going to be on Mothula or in the chest that is right there at the entrance. Once we do find the fire rod, so...
Yes, indeed. So all that work for just the compass gonna cause a little bit of extra frustration for DududeDude with how difficult that was, but that knowledge is still valuable as Zaen is going to be following suit and heading into Skull Woods themselves.
Alright, so Zaen now getting his bottle is, once again back on sequence for him as well. Meanwhile, DududeDude heading into the C-shaped house. And we find our Master Sword.
Awesome. Got that first sword upgrade. That's going to feel pretty good. Anytime you get earlier sword upgrades, it makes you feel like you might actually get a tempered sword.
Yeah, and that's really all the swords that we need for this seed.
Yeah, that is definitely all we need, but I guarantee you both runners would not bat their eye at a tempered sword.
Oh, no, not at all. Alright, so the first of 4 items here in Thief's Town was a red rupee.
Yeah, and also to answer Sarah in chat, this is not on a link to the Patch Randomizer Channel 1 because Speed Gaming was open, and why not use the channels that have typically more viewers on them to give our top 4 the viewership they deserve.
And Zaen is going to continue on to check this part of Skull Woods. Sometimes you see runners skip this part and save it for the when they do find the fire rods, they can combine it in with Matila if they're still missing an item. But we do see Zaen coming back in here. He's going to be a little disappointed in finding the compass here.
Yeah, just a little bit, as DududeDude is about to head into the back of Thieves Town. Hasn't found much of value yet, but there's still a couple more items they can find.
And while there is going to be a little bit of a lapse on finding another item here, I do just want to say, if you guys like what you're seeing, please give these guys a follow, DududeDude and Zaen. They are in the top 4 of this tournament. They've done a fantastic job putting on a great show over these last couple of months. So if you do like what you see, please give both these guys a follow. They really deserve it.
Yeah, they have done quite an astounding job getting this far in the tournament. And again, they qualify automatically for the main tournament, the next main tournament, by making it this far. So big props to them. Huge congratulations. And, I'm excited to see how well they do in the rest of this tournament, see where they go, and then also see how well they do in the main tournament next time.
Alright, and still not much going on here for DududeDude. Gosh, that's such a fun name to say, DududeDude.
Right? It just kind of flows right off the tongue. It's fantastic.
And Zaen getting their heart container in the chest game here. Likely be heading on into Thieves Town after this.
That looks like exactly what they're going to do. They're going to find a whole lot of nothing in here so far, which is kind of surprising. I mean, Thieves Town a lot of times has a lot of good stuff, even being pendant. So we'll see, though. We haven't found everything yet.
Alright, and there's our key, so we can check the big chest as well.
Yeah, and DududeDude taking a quick map item inventory check just to make sure that they indeed do not have, or that this indeed will possibly be an item before they head over and check it. Where we are missing the compass still, it is a 50-50 chance of being an item or the compass, and it is the compass.
Alright, so Blind has our last item here. Meanwhile, Zaen not too far behind on DududeDude's heels here.
No, and really the big time difference in terms of where they're at right now is the fact that Zaen has done and completed Eastern Palace. So that is really where our time difference is right now. Otherwise, our runners have done everything, all the same of everything so far, and that is our only difference. And also, the front of escape that DududeDude did, which is where they have their blue mail, and Zaen got their blue mail in Sahasrala's hut.
Alright, and DududeDude gotta be a little careful here. He's low on health, but he still has that blue potion.
I would like to save it if possible, and does a very good job. Clutch Blind.
Wow. Such a clean third phase there.
It was fantastic. And they steal the thieves' money. So taking that money back that the thieves stole.
This has got to be like a first for me almost. It's very, very rare that you go into Skull Woods. You don't really find any kind of progression there. You go into Thieves Town. You don't really find any progression there either.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty rare to not find anything in at least one of those two. But with how lucrative the start of this seed was, I'm not surprised they're at the point where they're now starting to have to dig and look for items. So we'll see. Excuse me, we will see where the next progression item is.
I would place my bet on Palace of Darkness. They have everything they need to complete it.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
So I think that's where DududeDude is going to head there now. He will be able to combine Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace. He'll be able to pick up his red mill here from Sahasrah's hut.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go ahead and go into Eastern Palace first, and then they'll work their way towards that portal for Palace of Darkness. So this will bring Zaen back in a little bit. DududeDude will be able to go through there just a little bit faster since they do have Lamp. Probably won't take that death that Zaen did in the second Dark Room. Since they will have Lamp, it'll be a lot easier to get through.
Alright, so we do have our red meringue and our red mail now for DududeDude. Don't need to worry about finding any more clothing.
Yeah, they are fully decked out on clothing.
And ain't about ready to go and finish off his blind fight here. It's a little bit healthier than DududeDude was here, so once again, I don't think they'll have too much problems here. Hope they don't jinx them here.
Yeah, no commentator's curse, Echo. We will see, though. Off to a good start, though. Gets that first phase very easily. And the second phase just as clean. One more phase to go. Should not have a problem there. Doing fantastic. And has a phenomenal blind fight. Well done for Zaen.
Yeah, that was a perfect blind fight. Kept it right on script there. Great job.
Yeah, very, very well done for Zaen. Picks up that, at this point, useless red pendant, but we'll see. At this point, we do not know if pedestal is not required. That is actually something we have not visited yet. So let's see. While DududeDude is going through Eastern Palace, we've already seen it. What can be inside of pedestal?
Oh, geez. What can be inside the pedestal? Well, we know neither of our Fire Rod or Ice Rod can be there. Cane of Samaria can't be there. I mean, we could have a Misery Mire Medallion. Being in there.
Possible boots could be in there.
Yeah, that is a possibility as well. So. Alright, so looks like Zaen now is going into Agonist Cave here. It's the first time checking this part of the map here. So he might be thinking Desert Palace.
Yeah, they do have that book, so they can access it, and we'll be able to find out if this will be boots required to complete Desert, which again, Desert is pendant, so may not necessarily even be required at that point. And just quick apologies for those slight technical difficulties we had there just a moment ago, but we are back.
Yeah, and another item that could still be on pedestal, like we were talking about that before, we could have the Misery Mire Medallion, we could have, we could have, what, loot? We could have...
Flippers?
Flippers, we could even have Hookshot.
And boots possibly, and that was a rod. I did not see what color it was.
I did not see what it was either.
But Zaen probably going to be going to go get it, especially if it was Fire Rod, because, well, no, they have Lamp. I was going to say they're going to need it to be able to finish this, but we're going to see shortly if Zaen needs boots to continue on in Desert Palace.
Right, so Zertnul here in chat is saying that it was Ice Rod on the ledge. Thank you, Zertnul. Sometimes it's hard to see those colors here, so...
Yeah, and that was a very quick check for us. So yeah, thank you, Zertnul. Very good. And we get our first item. And there's the small key. So to be able to continue in Desert Palace, boots will be required. Now, do they need to continue in Desert Palace? That is the question.
Are we colorblind? I'm not colorblind. It's just sometimes I have a hard time. I do have some eyesight problem. So it can be difficult at times to see things, but yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't get a good enough look at it, so I just saw the rod shape and I was like, oh, exciting, and I forgot to look at the color.
All right. So Zaen, let's see where he decides to go from here. He's already checked out Hype Cave. So coming down here, kind of curious to see where he's going to be going.
I think they're going to go to Pod. I believe this is a slightly faster route. Well, without flippers, actually, it is faster because then you don't have to go past Pod and then back. So this is the faster way to go to Pod without flippers. They might check the pyramid ledge as well as Catfish on their way. Probably for sure pyramid ledge. Looks like that's what they're going to do. And we'll see if they do decide to check Catfish at the same time.
All right, and just like that, DududeDude does finally get his first crystal here. About 35 minutes in, so we are caught up on crystals now. Now Zaen has checked a couple more locations. He's checked the Desert Palace, and now the pyramid. So,
but DududeDude has also checked a few extra locations down inside of Escape. So both runners have a few places that the other has not been, and it looks like Zaen is not going to go to Catfish at this time and going to head straight down into Pod. And so we will be having some high fives inside of Pod. Both runners are going to be in Pod at the same time.
yeah, this would be I want to say what around the first time that either of these runners, well, I mean, with the exception of Thievestown, but have been really in the same location at the same time.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, we got the Eastern Palace was slightly different, and then obviously Zaen being in Desert Palace, but they've been right with each other so far this seed, and really it's not too surprising. The seed has been relatively linear, has not really let them do a whole lot.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So they're both about ready to be in the same room here. DududeDude finds the key. All right, now they're giving each other a high five on the stairs.
I have to squeeze past each other going up and down those stairs. Gets that small key there. So even though they do have bow, I was about to say they're not bow locked. They already have bow, so it doesn't matter anyways.
All right, so for anybody who's coming in here, this is the semifinals for the secondary tournament. This is our second set of our semifinalists here. DududeDude versus Zaen. This is their very first race here. Now, we did already have our first semifinals match. That was with Zertanul and Aaron Dobby, if I'm not mistaken. And Zertanul did come out of that, so he is in the grand finals. So whoever wins this series faces off against Zertanul in the finals for the secondary tournament. The loser of this match will face Aaron Dobby for our third place match as well. So
yeah, so even if they do end up losing this, their tournament life is not over. They get a chance to go for a little bit of pride and get that third place victory. But congratulations and GG's for all the runners making it this far. Pretty astounding stuff. And as we have seen, this, as some people have mentioned in chat, this will be a 2-game match they're going to do back-to-back, possibly a third if they're filling up to it. And of course, if it goes 1-1 before.
And so far, it's been a fairly standard Palace of Darkness. Bunch of keys here in the front part of the dungeon, so we'll be seeing a lot of our action here very shortly here from DududeDude as they head toward the back part of the dungeon here.
Yep, and I think we have now gotten all of our keys, if I'm not mistaken. We have not seen an item yet, correct?
I've not seen one yet, so...
Yeah, so we should be seeing our cornucopia of 5 items in the back half of Palace of Darkness, as both runners are now going to be, it looks like DududeDude is going straight for the Helmosaur King.
You know, I'll be honest, I've not seen this play all that often. I mean, if you're right there, I mean, you've got to pretty much do the entire dungeon anyway to check for items. May as well knock it out since you don't have your, since you don't have the mirror to come back from the big chest.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this might actually be a really good play. I don't think I've ever seen it, but not having that mirror, you'd have to do a death warp. Oh, actually the hook shot inside the big chest. But yeah, Zane's gonna have to do a death warp to get back or walk their way back, whereas DududeDude, when they get to this point, they'll be able to just save and quit out of here, unless of course we do get mirror, as we get Quake as well, which we do not know which medallion is required, but that is one of our 3 medallions.
See, with that hook shot, after this, I would be very inclined to hit up Death Mountain.
Yes, I think that's what both runners were waiting for, to head up Death Mountain, was the hook shot, so they can clear out the whole thing. Where they didn't have mirror, they could only check a couple of locations, and it wouldn't have been very lucrative yet. But now with that hook shot, that opens up so much of Death Mountain, and I think you'll see both runners head up that way shortly, as we get the powder as well. So another fetch quest. First fetch quest did not hold anything of value.
Yeah, it's a really nice safety item to have as well, especially in the later dungeons. So many anti-fairies around that you can powder for health. And meanwhile, DududeDude having a very, very clean Helmosaur fight.
Very well done.
And he just has 20 rupees.
Yes, but Palace of Darkness did have the value, having so many items inside. We had got Quake, powder, hook shot, and then a couple of rupees, and I think what was the last item?
It was the Bloomerang.
Bloomerang, correct. So I mean, that's a pretty nice Palace of Darkness. Once again, that's kind of, everybody was feeling Palace of Darkness was not only the right play, but it was going to be paying out. So DududeDude going to head into the back of Palace of Darkness, while Zaen heads towards Helmosaur King, and they will get the respective crystal and items in the dungeons. So where do they go next? Death Mountain makes no sense.
Yeah, chat pointing out, the fetch quests that we've had so far, Shovel led to Moon Pearl, Kid led to Lamp. Yeah, not very useful items at all.
Nope, not useful at all. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what my brain was thinking right there. So those items are completely useless in this game.
Yeah, you never need the Moon Pearl, never need the Lamp.
No, not at all. Thanks for calling me out, chat. I am terrible. I'm bad, and I should feel bad.
Well, very textbook room there from Zaen. That is the ideal way of clearing out those turtles. Such a beautiful execution when it's done properly.
Yeah, it is definitely a sight to see when done properly. Oh man, Zaen getting a great placement for Helmosaur King, is able to just direct that shield off his face very quickly. Very well done for Zaen there.
Makes very good use of the hammer there. 4 hits and takes down Helmosaur King. Very good Palace of Darkness for Zaen.
Yeah, that Helmosaur King fight was phenomenal. That was super fast, very, very clean.
And both of these runners heading out of the dungeon roughly about the same time. So
yeah.
Now DududeDude is starting here at Sanctuary, so we will likely be seeing that Death Mountain play from here, I would guess.
Yeah, I really just don't see either runner not making that decision. Just finally getting that hook shot opens up all, like we said, all of Death Mountain. There's so many possible items up there. It just makes the most sense.
Yeah, and once again, as chat's pointing out once again, the pedestal hype is still alive. There's still so many items that can still be on that.
Yeah, that is very true, and we still don't know what medallion is required for Meyer, so that could be it. It could be flippers, it could be mirror, and it could be boot. That leads to something required inside of desert, and of course it could be boots requiring the torch inside of Ganon's tower. Zaen slips up, makes a little fall down the pit there. Yeah, so restart that a little bit as the old man gives us 3 bombs.
Yeah. Well, actually, on pedestal, it actually can't be boots because boots is required to complete a pendant in desert. So.
Oh yes. Good call.
But everything else there is free game.
At this point, with the items we need remaining, it's just Canis and Maria and Boots are the only ones that cannot be on pedestal. Because the flute, it would be, yeah, that's it. So, as you see the mushroom on Spectacle Rock.
Yep, that mushroom's going to be taunting them until they can find that mirror.
Yes, it is, and it will be our 4th and final fetch quest item. So that's all of our fetch quests.
And DududeDude's going to give us that information here first, as in what is in the East Death Mountain here. Let's see what we got in these first 2 chests. And in the first one, we have another heart container and a piece of heart. So 12 hearts for DududeDude. Feeling really healthy so far in this seed.
Yeah, and with Red Mel, that should not have any problems for DududeDude coming close to death. So we'll see what the rest of Paradox Cave holds for our runners.
And it's just a piece of heart, 10 arrows, the mirror.
There's our mirror.
And now we can get that mushroom. Another 10 arrows and an arrow upgrade. So,
all right. So
part of our progression, we got a mirror. So that's one item that cannot be on the pedestal now. So we're starting to close that gap there.
That's just a little bit. Getting that mirror is very nice to find. That'll make a lot of the pathing through all the dark and light worlds that much quicker. Having the mirror makes things so much nicer, and that opens up plenty of locations for our runners. Now we're still missing the Titan's bits as we see a shield on top of the floating island.
And DududeDude is going to go and do Tower of Hera. Good thing about doing Tower of Hera right now is they have the book and the Master Sword, so once they're done here, they can go and check the tablet that's right next door. Be a really quick check. They'll be able to get their mushroom with the mirror, so actually looks like that's what Zane's doing right now. He's going to check that tablet here.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really a faster way of going about checking this unless it is something that would make Tower of Hera faster, namely a sword upgrade. And it's just triple bomb, so not going to make it any faster for Zaen.
And we will also get to see if our Trolldorm decides to play nice at all today.
Yeah, that indeed we will, as we get our boots inside of Tower of Hera. What a nice place to get them. They'll be able to bonk right after shooting across here.
Yeah, and that, once again, still kind of helps that pedestal dream. That's the item we needed to complete desert.
Yes, indeed it does. That definitely holds that pedestal dream, giving us some more life. So we still need one more item in Tower of Hera. 50-50 chance that it's going to be on Trolldorm or in the basement. Where is it going to be?
For these runners, oh no!
Oh!
He fell down the middle hall, so he falls down 2 floors there.
Oh, that is the worst one.
Yeah, that is Trolldorm to the extreme.
And though Zaen trying to set up the bomb jump falls down that hole, which falls down 2 levels. Both runners fall in 2 levels. That is painful. And Zaen didn't even need to set up the bomb jump. Has hookshot, could have gone across, but decided to go with bombs and pays the price.
All right, and DududeDude's coming back with a vengeance against Trolldorm here.
Yeah, not wasting any time, going right after him. Very well done that time.
Yeah, cleans it up really nice. So we have our flippers.
The flippers. Wow, so Tower of Hera had the items.
Yeah. Start calling it the Tower of Footwear.
Yeah, it was both of our boots, our feet, our shoes. That's the word.
So that pedestal dream is starting to shrink a little bit now.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. But we still have a few items that it could be. And after DududeDude checks this ether tablet, I'm sure we'll see him go pick up that mushroom.
Yeah, we're pretty much down to right now the flute and a medallion needed for Misery Mire. On that pedestal, we found 3 of our 5 items here on Death Mountain that could have been in there. So
yes, indeed. And Zaen taking a fall to Trolldorm, gonna whip out the Master Sword this time. Was trying some hammer strats last time, but he's gonna go with the combination. It looks like.
and finishes off very nicely there. He's gonna grab his flippers here. Meanwhile, DududeDude in the Spiral Cave only finds 50 rupees. Now, the next location that I think kind of would be the better location to check would be Swamp Palace from here. Having the mirror, the flippers, everything you need to complete that dungeon. Very item rich. So we'll see what DududeDude decides to do here. Looks like he is going to head on over to Desert as well. He's going to be able to find his ice rod on the ledge here. Oh wait, maybe not.
Looks like what they're going to do, my guess, is they're going to activate the Dark Portal and check Bombo's tablet on their way into Desert. This would definitely be the more efficient way. And DududeDude forgetting to get the mushroom while Zaen did pick it up. So we'll have to see if that mushroom ends up holding something.
Alright, so it looks like he is actually going to go into Swamp. He's changed his mind now.
Maybe he realized the desert was a pendant, or remembered that desert was a pendant. He's like, you know what, I'd rather go into a crystal dungeon than a pendant dungeon. And I think he just realized that he has not checked the damn locations as he almost went past that chest.
Alright, and we'll see what Zaen decides to do here. Looks like they're heading back over. So they may be checking, yeah, they're going to be checking their bonk rocks here. We do have access to this, and see if this has anything good in here. We have just 20 rupees. It's a big 20 there.
Big 20, nothing exciting there. So, where does Zaen go? Looks like they're going to follow suit and head into Swamp, going in the same direction.
There's our Bombos tablet.
That just keeps dwindling our pedestal chances. Still don't know what Mire is, but now that we have 2 medallions, it's a 33% chance that Mire is Ether.
Yeah, and with that Bombos medallion, that also now opens up Ice Palace fully for us as well.
Yes,
oh wait, never mind. We don't have the Titans. Or yeah, we don't have the Titans Mint. Once we find that, we'll have full access.
Good call. Good call.
Getting a little ahead of myself here. So strange not finding a second glove upgrade so far. We're almost an hour into the seed. That's rather rare. Only having 1 glove. So
yeah, really late Titans Mitts. And just both runners having very similar thought processes on how to run this particular seed, as Zaen has just been slightly behind DududeDude as they've gone, but most of that's just because they've checked a few other locations first, such as Eastern Palace before DududeDude, which they end up going in and clearing. And then later heading into Desert Palace, while DududeDude went straight up to Death Mountain. So small time differences, but having overall a very similar thought process on this seed.
Yeah, I mean it's really at this point it's even hard to say who's even ahead, because you know the Desert Palace check is takes a lot more time, and at least I would think it would take a bit more time than the escape. So it's really neck and neck at this point. It's hard to say who's in the lead. So
yeah, that is very true. And where both runners have all the same items minus that mushroom that DududeDude did not pick up, and the ice rod that they have not seen yet. But as far as progression and required items, they're neck and neck on that.
yeah, so at this point, what else are we looking for? We're looking for the fire rod, which we haven't found in the flute and the cane of Samaria to complete this seed.
And a possible medallion. So yeah, we are looking for 4 more items to be able to complete this. Maybe only 3, depending on what that Meyer medallion is. And 2 of them can be on the pedestal.
If Meyer is a crystal, yes, flute can be on the pedestal. The only thing blocking something from really being on the pedestal is if it's required to access a pendant dungeon. You do need the pendant to actually pull the pedestal item.
Yeah, and Zaen almost flooding that key, caught himself at the last minute, barely not flooding that. That would have been pretty disastrous. That is a big time waste.
Still not much going on here in Swamp Palace. Been for being a swamp, it's been rather dry.
Indeed it has. And not having that big key, DududeDude's going to be hoping that big key is on Argus, with not having found the compass. That would be the most ideal situation for them at this point, since you do not want to have to backtrack.
And there is our big key, so it's actually good that it's right here at this staircase, even though the staircase really sucks and it's broken and sucks you right back down.
Oh, he was able to... wow, able to avoid it. Well done. And they did get the tempered sword, so that is a nice find. So no more spin strats on Ganon unless we do not find silvers, and we'll need them on that final phase, and that's it.
Alright, so even if we don't find any more items here in Swamp Palace, that tempered sword is a good enough find for me to be content with this place.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with that. Getting that sword upgrade is one of the biggest upgrades, if not the biggest upgrade in the game.
Alright, and DududeDude is about ready to head into their Argus fight here. Meanwhile, Zaen will likely be getting their tempered sword and their big key here, so...
Yep, and getting the tempered sword right before Argus makes that fight that much better too. So nice find getting the tempered sword right here. Zaen also avoids having to backtrack down those stairs, so both runners are able to avoid the staircase of doom.
Alright, and 2 spins takes out Argus, and only 5 arrow upgrades, so... Only thing here was that tempered sword.
Yeah, not much else inside of Swamp Palace. And to answer Guy McGuy, yes, we are looking for Fire Rod, Flute, and a possible Cane of Samaria and a possible medallion is all that we are looking for remaining to be able to complete this seed.
Right, and DududeDude taking the mirror is going to combine that into the Bombos medallion here as well, and we'll likely head on into desert. It's a really good routing decision here.
Yeah,
to go into the swamp first before coming over here.
Yeah, definitely the better decision there instead of what they originally looked like they were about to do. So that they'll be happy. I don't know if they'll be happy to see that ice rod though. To be honest, I don't know. You don't want to see ice rod if Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Yeah, if you're both these runners, you gotta hope that you hit go mode before you have to go and fight Trinex. That's the worst feeling in the world, not having all your items, having to go to fight Trinex to try to get that last item that you need.
Yeah, especially if it's not on pedestal. If it's on pedestal, then it's not that bad because you know what you have to do and you know your opponent has to do the same thing.
All right, and we'll also get a chance to see what that second item is here in Desert Palace, because this key was locked by the boots here, so we'll be able to see what's on the right side, be able to grab that big key, and hopefully be able to see what that second item is without having to go all the way up to Landmolus.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be good to see what this final item is. And, you know, I don't know, though. Would it be, at this point, would it be better to have the final item on Landmolus and kind of force you to get that pendant in case this is a pedestal seed? Or would it be better to, you know, not have to? I mean, obviously, you never want to do stuff that you don't have to. But if this does be end up being a pedestal seed, that would be the way to go.
Yeah, you see, I personally, I would like to find the items, not have to go there, because even if you have to do Landmolus, if you've already found all the items here, it's really easy to combo into into Misery Mire if that's you know, Misery Mire does have that well, I don't know, maybe into like a Mire area check as well. I don't know.
Yeah, but without that flute, Mire area is completely useless as we get our Titan's Mitts inside of Desert Palace.
Yeah, so there's our second item. We'll be able to get the cane, and I don't know, I think I'm smelling a little bit of Ice Palace. What do you think?
I think I'm smelling some dwarves and some overworld checks.
All right. So we will see what these guys decide to do. Zaen is going to go check the Pyramid Fairy here. We did get Argus and, you know, Moldorm down, so that is another area that that is available for him.
Yes, indeed it is, and it looks like DududeDude is going to go for Ice Palace, which I think it's not a bad play at all. I feel like this seed overall, I don't know, I feel like dungeons haven't been as lucrative, except for I guess Tower of Hera was pretty nice, but they haven't been as lucrative as some other seeds I've seen.
Alright, and we'll be able to see what the Pyramid Fairy has here. Oh, and the bomb was off! He missed it!
He misplaced it. Oh, that is unfortunate for Zaen. And Zaen does not have those Titans Mitts because they have not gone and finished Desert. They went in earlier, got the 10 arrows, and found out that it was boost locked to continue. So this could end up being a very, very big change in the seed. This is really our first true route divergence, and it's because of that early Desert check by Zaen.
Yeah, and meanwhile, DududeDude finds their first item here in Ice Palace. It's the first of 3 that can be here. It was just 20 rupees. So Zaen is now turning in the mushroom. We'll see if that turns into anything. We'll come back to... Alright. Just a heart container. So DududeDude not really missing out on anything by skipping that from Tower of Hera.
That is not going to help
Or
Zaen going forward. Having DududeDude not picking up that mushroom, that could have been something that would have kept this close. But as the longer Zaen takes to go back to Desert Palace, the further and further he's going to fall behind DududeDude.
And we do have our first catfish check here as well. And it's the fire rod.
Okay, so that could actually be something that saves Zaen a little bit. DududeDude has not even attempted going up this way at all, so we'll see how long it takes Zaen to head towards the catfish area. So, all right, so this, it's not over by any means for either runner.
No, that's a really great find there at the catfish. So that almost, yeah, that kind of brings that Turtle Rock dream with the flute on the pedestal, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, keeping that Turtle Rock dream alive. We do need Kana Samari before Turtle Rock is fully completable. So at this point, it's not there yet, but it looks like Zaen is going to probably finish up Skull Woods and check the pedestal at the same time. That's my guess. They still have one item left inside of Skull Woods. And now, if this is indeed a pedestal seed, that's going to be something that saves Zaen big time, because who knows how long they would have taken to go into desert without that requirement. And since it would be required, they're going to head in there much quicker than they would have otherwise, I think, or until they'd ran out of overworld locations to check.
All right, and meanwhile, DududeDude does find the second item in Ice Palace. Just a piece of heart. So there's 2 of the 3 items here.
All right, so Zaen heading straight to the moth. We're going to find out what the moth holds for us.
Is it progression? Is it a piece of heart? We will soon find out.
Or is it going to be a green rupee and just be the worst of all the things?
You mean the best of all the things, right?
Hey, if you like the color green, I guess so.
Alright, and still nothing in Ice Palace. Meanwhile, Zaen, very quick on that Mothula kill. Blink and he might miss it.
Yeah, that was a very, very well done Mothula kill. It did have the Tempered Sword and a few shots of the Fire Rod, but made great use of them. And there is that final item in that chest at the front of the back half of Skull Woods. So we will have to see what it is as soon as Zaen is able to head back in. All right, and the last item is the flute!
The flute!
Oh!
That is huge.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Pedestal's almost dead now. Just the only thing that could be there at this point is Ether. If Ether is required for Misery Mire.
All right, get your pedestal hype ready. It is... Oh, the cape. Or is that cape or is that Kana Burna?
That's the cape.
Okay, yeah, cape. So pedestal hype is dead. So that could be bad news for Zaen. Although they need those Titans out of desert to be able to even get to the Mire area. So we'll see. This actually might be okay.
Oh wait, never mind. They're saying it's Kana Burna. My bad.
Oh, Kana Burna. Okay. What is it? Cape invisible? I guess. I guess invincible makes more sense for Kana Burna. I know we've seen what Bumper Cave was. I cannot remember what it was, though. But the Cane of Burna does open up the logic of Spike Cave, which we have not seen yet, and that could potentially hold Ether. So I guess it could still be required. It's one of those things that doesn't get rid of the notion immediately, though we do have a couple of bottles and they could do it without getting the Cane of Burna, though logically it might require it.
And holy cow, that was such a clean fight from DududeDude.
Fantastic, and got them stuck in the corner and they had nowhere to go as we get a piece of heart from the bat. So yeah, all of our fetch quest items were completely useless, guys. Didn't need the Moon Pearl and Lamp, completely useless.
Yeah, so Ice Palace not so hot with the items today. So we'll see where DududeDude decides to go from here.
Oh, Zaen just trying to lift the rock, realizing they did not have the Titans Mitts, but this is actually a good thing. They are in the area. They're going to finish up Desert Palace and get their Titans Mitts and continue on. So maybe, never mind.
No, he's floating away.
Zaen, don't do that. Oh, no.
He was right there, so close to them.
So close, but so far. All right, but DududeDude is going to turn in their big bomb and likely check Pyramid Ledge and Catfish. This is going to be a very big play for DududeDude if they do go to Catfish.
Yeah, without him checking the pyramid or these locations yet, I don't see him not going up to Catfish. So he should be picking up his Fire Rod here very shortly,
which will lead them to their flute inside of Skull Woods. That's what I imagine we will see them do. And Zaen, it looks like they are going to go to the front of Escape finally.
Yeah, we'll be able to see this. And don't forget, there is still that one chest in the dark room that does have an item in it as well.
Yep, we have not seen that. And DududeDude places the bomb in the right location. Unfortunately for Zaen, they messed that up. And let's see what is inside of the pyramid.
And we have a fairy in a bottle and a piece of heart. So Zaen didn't miss out on much.
No, they did not, but that begs the question, will they, if they're looking for another item, say those Titans Mitts that are in Desert Palace, will they go back and try it again? Wasting a little bit of time, and yes, indeed, Dude is heading up towards Catfish. They will get their Fire Rod.
And Zaen finally found his red mail there, so
Alright, so DududeDude picking up his Fire Rod right now, and probably going to see them head straight to Skull Woods, which will pick up the flute, and then we'll finally get our Mire area check, likely to see if that indeed is a required item what the medallion is required for Mire.
right, and what does this chest hold?
All right, it could be Cane of Samaria, and that could be one thing that would help Zaen out immensely at this point. Oh my goodness! It's Cane of Samaria!
Oh my gosh! And we may be in Go mode now, we don't know. Well, almost. In Commentator's Go mode, almost.
Yeah, oh my goodness. So, Zaen, this is okay for them because they're going to still need those Titans Mitts. They can't go into Turtle Rock without the Titans Mitts. I cannot believe that was Cane.
Oh no. Wow, okay. So now, how long do you think it's going to take DududeDude to remember that location?
Oh,
Jeez.
man. It could be a while because they did Front of Escape so long ago. Like, yeah, we're talking like an hour ago. So it could be a while until he heads back that way, especially where, depending on what's inside of what the Mire requirement is. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, now I think it's all on Zaen to go into Desert Palace to pick up the Titan's mitts at this point.
Yeah, what other locations does Zaen have to check before he's forced to go back into Desert Palace?
Well, we've got blacksmiths, we've got the purple chest, we've got the mirror ledge below Stumpy.
They don't have time limits. They can't check the blacksmiths or or the purple chest.
That's right. I guess just the mirror ledge then. Possibly Bumper Cave. I don't think he's checked Bumper Cave yet, but still doesn't have the cape to get there. So it is.
And it was just 5 bombs anyway, so it's not going to do him any good. And DududeDude is heading back to get the moth. We'll get his flute shortly, and that'll take them into the Mire area. So we will see if Mire is required, if Ether is required for Mire, and if it is, where is Ether?
And once again, while we're seeing stuff that we've already seen, if you like what you're seeing here, please be sure to give both of these runners a follow. They have done fantastic work in this tournament. Oh geez, dude missed that torch there.
Oh man, you gotta wonder, the stress and nerves have got to be starting to get to him. When you start looking for those last few items and you don't have a lot of places to go, those nerves can start really affecting you. So you gotta wonder if that may have played a little bit into that little miscue, but DududeDude gets it that time, no problems. And with Tempered Sword, the magic is not gonna be too much of an issue.
Yeah, but like I was saying, you know, be sure to give both these runners a follow. They put in tons and tons of hours for entertainment, have come so far. They're in the top 4 in the semifinals here. They deserve any follow you guys would be able to provide for them. So, DududeDude making extremely quick work of that moth.
Yeah, and finding the map on side the moth alone, we'll be heading towards the front of the back half and get his flute. And Zaen is now indeed heading back to open up the pyramid. We'll be very disappointed having to have done that twice, making it all the way there. Sure, he will be very, very aware of his placement this time, though.
All right, time for that salty run back for Zaen.
Yes, indeed.
I'm sure this is going to be a very salt-filled bomb.
Oh, man, that bomb is full of all the salt as DududeDude picks up his flute. Going to go activate it, and we will finally get to see our Mire check. And we will find out if indeed Mire is Ether or if it is one of the other 2 we already have.
All right, looks like that bomb is in a very good location now. There we go.
He stays right on it and makes sure that he gets it and gets his fairy and piece of heart. Not going to be happy about seeing those, I'm sure. All right, DududeDude activating his flute. Get your Swag Duck anthems there. And Zaen is heading back to the desert area. Is he going to go into desert? It looks like he is, finally, for Zaen. Gonna go get those Titan's mitts.
Yeah, because I don't think there's anywhere else that Zaen can check right now. Aside from the tablets, I don't think he's checked the Bombos tablet yet.
He has.
He
Pretty.
did?
No, did he check it after Swamp?
I thought DududeDude was when he checked it after Swamp.
I know DududeDude did. I cannot remember if Zaen did after Swamp as well. I think you're right. I don't think he did. But DududeDude into the Mire area, and Mire is not. What was it? Was that Bombos?
It looked like Bombos. Maybe. So all I could see was the edge of it, and I saw it was just the swirly part of the edge. I think it was Bombos.
Oh, Buttersword in the Mire shed.
All right, so chat is indeed saying that it is Bombos.
Bombos medallion. So Ether will not be required. So as soon as Zaen picks up their Titan's mitts, they're in go mode. And they will be able to go mode Ice Palace. So that'll be a very quick check for them. DududeDude needs to get towards that Kana Samara in front of Escape, and I don't see him heading there for quite some time.
Yeah, let's just hope that he remembers that he hasn't checked that yet. So it's really unfortunate.
And they're probably going to dip into Mire before. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. They're going to. Oh, they're going to go check the rest of Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, which is not going to have anything useful.
It's very rare that you see Dark Death Mountain not really having any kind of progression. I mean, at this point, the only thing that could benefit DududeDude in Dark Death Mountain would be Silver Arrows, should they be here.
Yeah, that is the only thing that can be a possible value. And Zaen going straight into Mire, doesn't even bother to check it and look in the Mire shed area. They are in go mode, folks. So after an hour and 20 minutes of back and forth of who was making the play, who was missing in the item, Zaen makes the big play into front of Escape and gets the Kana Samaria, and eventually the Titans putting them in go mode well before DududeDude, and until Dude checks the front of Escape, this is Zane's race.
Yeah, so DududeDude did just find the cape, so nice little safety item he can use should he need it on Ganon, but you know, like I said, at this point, that's really not a required item. They don't really need to, at least we know that they won't need to check any of the locations that require you to have invincibility unless the, the big key is in Misery Mire in that little spike room. But
yeah, that is true. Logically, that would be something that would be an issue, but both runners just take the damage there. They don't care about that. And let's see if it is an item or a big key, because that would be a God Mire if this is big key right here. Just a small key.
Right, and DududeDude is going to be heading to Spike Cave here.
Yeah, just farming for that fairy, so they have full health and good play by them. But unfortunately, we know this is not going to be an item they need. He needs to head into front of Escape. At this point, if he heads to front of Escape soon, it's still a race because he does have Ice Palace completed. Zaen will be able to go mode it, but that is something that gives DududeDude a slight advantage at this point.
And just bombs in Spike Cave, so just gotta channel our energy to DududeDude to hope he goes into. Oh, he's starting at Link's house.
Oh no! Pull out the flute.
Oh, DududeDude, no! Just go up, go up.
Is he going to Mire area? Nope, he's not going to Mire. That's good. And Zaen did get the big key inside of Mire, right next to the big chest, so they are going to be heading into the back. They do need one more small key. No, they're good.
And actually, looks like DududeDude is going to be checking blacksmith.
Hammer pegs, blacksmith. Oh, so many places that he's checking. That's just going to put him further and further behind, far away from where he needs to be going.
Zaen having just enough magic there to be able to use that Cane of Mario.
Wow, that was close. Yeah, and for anybody that is just joining us, Zaen is in Go mode, and their last Go mode item was the time it's but where the big difference in this race is Cane of Mario was found in the sewers inside of the escape, which DududeDude checked everything but that location very early on in the race. And Zaen just recently went there, and so DududeDude is checking all sorts of other overworld locations before, if they remember that that item is still left there.
And just have some Aerosmiths today. Meanwhile, Zaen, really good work using the spin strats there on those eyeballs. So there's another crystal down for Zaen. That's Misery Mire. We got one more to go, and that is Ice Palace.
And it'll be a quick Ice Palace. It'll be Go mode Ice Palace for Zaen. I don't imagine him checking Mire Shed area, which is where Butter's sword was. So I'd be surprised if he checks any locations. He's pretty comfortable with that tempered sword, I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the difference between tempered and buttered sword isn't all that big. I mean, it just saves you, a couple of swipes really on Gin, and aside from that, it's not really that big of a difference. You're still gonna be killing enemies, well, most enemies in one hit. So.
Correct, indeed, and range is the same. So yeah, so Zaen is definitely straight into Go mode as DududeDude is continuing to clear overworld locations. They need to go into the escape if they want to have a chance at this seed. They're falling further behind at this point, and if they don't go there now, I don't even know if they can get the win out at this point. But the further they delay the sewers, the less that chance is.
Oh, and he is going to be going into Misery Mire without that Cane of Mario, hoping that the cane is in its vanilla dungeon. Oh,
and that is
unfortunate.
Very bad news for Dude. This is all but rip for him. Very unfortunate that early check into escape and not doing the dark room that did not have the lamp at the time is going to bite them in this seed. A very, very unfortunate series of events for DududeDude. All right, so as DududeDude is entering into Mire and getting in there, gonna find we will be able to see what all the items inside of Mire are, since Zaen did not have to full clear it. But Zaen will quickly blaze their way through the Ice Palace, melting everything as they go.
I see what you did there.
I am so bad with puns, and I tried. It's okay.
Zaen is about 30 seconds away from his Cold Stare fight. So we'll see if the Cold Stare fight goes as smoothly for Zaen as it did for DududeDude.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, is there really anything, I mean, besides obviously terrible falls to Ganon or something that can happen that would help DududeDude?
At this point, I mean, you need I would think, unless DududeDude goes to the sewers immediately after this, it would take some serious falls on Ganon, you know, some bad routing in Ganon's tower. I mean, something. But
it's going to take a lot of things, I think, even if he goes straight to sewers, as Zaen has a phenomenal Cold Start fight as well and gets their 7th and final crystal. All right, folks, you know what time it is?
Indeed, it is time for everybody's favorite guessing game. Now, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where that big key can be. Now, if you have subscribed to any of the Speed Gaming channels or have donated 250 bits, you can participate and get your name possibly on one of these leaderboards that we have here. So get your guesses in now, and where do you think this big key is going to be, Sir Laugh-A-Lot?
Well, I go with my tried and true location, top left chest inside of the randomizer room, which depending on routing can be chest number 11. So that's where I'm going. What about you, Echoes?
I'm going to say, let's go with 5, regardless of which way they go. We'll just say 5.
All right, 5, number 5. Now, do they get a small key, and are they able to go right side?
Let's see, we're seeing some tile rooms, some 22s. Wow.
Some people wanting some trolley locations in here for our runners. We will see where it is as Zaen is getting closer and closer into Ganon's Tower. And to answer some people in chat, there is no way Zaen is going to check Hookshot Cave. I don't think he's checking anything. He's going straight for Ganon. He's comfortable with silverless strats, and by the fact that he's going straight there, that just leads into that comfortability. He knows what he needs to do. His DududeDude does not find the Cane of Samaria in there, heads to the house. Are they going to go to the right location? Looks like they are going to the front of Escape. This is good for them, but they are quite some time behind still.
Yeah, all they have to do is go into Misery Mire. They've pretty much cleared it out. So this is still good for DududeDude. Doesn't keep him completely out. Nope. All right, so we will have our first 2 locations there. So Zaen is going to the right side first here.
Yep, got a 20 rupees and a small key, so they're able to go to the right side. So first 2 chests, no big key.
And also, DududeDude is now also in go mode as well, getting his Cane of Samaria, going straight back down to Misery Mire. Meanwhile, Zaen is going to be checking these 4 locations here.
And gets a nice magic refill right as he's low on magic. So number 3 is a 5 arrow upgrade. Number 4 is the big key. Wow.
That was so close.
You were so close. So number 4, key number 4. We will have to see who was the closest.
And just like that, Zaen is heading up Ganon's Tower, about ready to head into the gauntlet here.
All right, and so our winner is not a conspiracy, guessing number 1. That was closest to 4, not a conspiracy.
I don't know, I think it is a conspiracy.
Right? I'm kind of thinking that he knew, but he didn't want it to be too obvious, so he picked 1.
Alright, so we have DududeDude heading down into the last part here of Misery Mire, about ready to go and fight his Vitreous. And Zaen is making their way through the gauntlet now. The very clean first room there.
Yeah, so far so good. They are low on health, so they needs to be careful. But he does have a fairy. I'm pretty sure he has a green bottle, and I'm pretty sure he has a empty and a blue. Or he may not have gotten the fourth one. I'm not sure which one he's missing. I'm pretty sure Zaen has a blue, a fairy, and a green though.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Alright, it's gonna powder this this bunny beam here, getting the fairy from it. Getting ready to take on Landmolus 2.
And I to answer somebody, I hit stop right as soon as Zaen entered into Ganon's tower, so I do not know, unfortunately, where that guess happened, if it was before or after. I can't control that part of it. So I just, as soon as Zaen entered into Ganon's tower, that is where we do the stop. So that is where I did it. Unfortunately, if they did not get it in before that, they would not have been included. So I, unfortunately, not sure how that worked out exactly.
Meanwhile, Zaen had a fantastic Landmolus 2. And DududeDude having a very good Vitreous fight of his own, so...
Yeah, very good Vitreous fight, makes good, clean work, but they are going to be quite some time behind Zaen going into Ganon's tower, and if they don't go right, they'll be even further behind. We'll have to see what DududeDude makes the decision for, but once again, this is definitely Zane's race to lose at this point.
Zaen not wasting any time, not checking any chest he doesn't have to.
They are trying to go through this as fast as possible, knowing the competition, knowing that any mistake or any wasted time can cost them the race. He is just going straight for it. Does he check the final chest? And is it silvers? It was arrows, but not silvers.
All right. So we'll see what kind of RNG that Aghanim 2 will provide for these runners today. And DududeDude, he heading into Turtle Rock? What? He has all of his crystals.
I think he's just using the portal.
World. Okay.
He didn't take the portal on the bottom, so he's having to take this one up here. Zaen is entering into Aghanim 2, gets a blue ball there, but gets one hit still. And another blue ball stopping a potential double. Oh, got the triple to finish, although I don't know if he needed it. But either way, it would have been a triple regardless.
Yeah, and Zaen is going to be heading into their Ganon fight as DududeDude heads into Ganon's tower. So... I mean, unfortunately for DududeDude, it's going to take a lot of mess-ups from Zaen, and Zaen does have, you know, several safeties. He's got his blue potion, so...
And DududeDude going left. This is not what he needs to do. He needs to go right. We know that big key is over there, and he's going the wrong way. This is just going to put him even further behind. Meanwhile, Zaen with that Tempered Sword is making pretty quick work of these first two phases for Ganon. Should be getting to the third phase very soon. I think he's already on the third phase. Very quick work, and just gonna have to have 3 more hits and then some spins to finish off Ganon.
Yep, so with the Tempered Sword, it is going to take 12 spins to finish off Ganon here. So once we get into the fourth phase here,
and
is actually heading back right this time.
Okay, looks like he was that the a pseudo dark magician strats, kind of getting a little bit on the left and then heading right. That's good for him. Not going to waste too much time. Zaen does get the torch glitch, which is very, very beneficial on silverless Ganon strats.
All right, so he gets his 3 hits in there. That makes 4.
That's 5, 6. And meanwhile, DududeDude about to pick up their big key. They have plenty of small keys, so they'll be able to leave as soon as they get it, and they do. Heading up Ganon's Tower as Zaen kills off the big pig.
Yep, so Zaen takes care of Ganon as DududeDude starts his way up Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and as long as Zaen does not fall, which he does not, they get the Game 1 win with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG's to Zaen, gets the Game 1 win, and just remember, folks, Game 2 is right after this. We'll give our runners a quick break as soon as DududeDude finishes. Then we will be right into Game 2 between DududeDude and Zaen. All right, so Echoes, with this race, with how close it is with DududeDude, we will not be bringing Zaen in for an interview. We'll give him a chance to recover and decompress after the race. Let's talk a little bit about the seed as DududeDude is finishing up their gauntlet.
You know, I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of this seed. It was fairly linear. So you got to see, I mean, it wasn't so much, I mean, with the exception of there's some small routing choices. A lot of it was execution, which was really nice to see, especially when you get into a, semifinals match. Because as we saw throughout this entire race, there wasn't really much route divergence. The only thing that really made the biggest difference here was because DududeDude checked the back of escape earlier and didn't have the lamp to go check the chest that was in the sewers. He missed out on that, which Zaen was able to clean up right then and there. So it was a very, I don't know, I liked the seed. It was a very simple, rather straightforward seed. What are your thoughts?
I'd have to agree. I liked how linear it was to start. I liked how, like you said, execution was the importance. And, obviously there's always a decision that can change things. And in this case, it was that Canis Samaria being in the dark sewers. But I liked how we really got to see our runners execute, and that really make a huge difference in the early part. And both runners, their execution was phenomenal and on point, and there was no advantage made either way until DududeDude found those Titan's mitts, and that led him on a wild goose chase looking for overworld locations when all it was a place that he checked an hour before he finally went back and checked the dark room of it. So, I mean, overall, I agree. I really enjoyed the seed. I felt like there was nothing like majorly trolly. Anytime there's an important item inside the dark sewers in open mode, it's a little trolly, and just because of where it's at, depending on if you have lamp or not. But overall, the seed let the runners' execution and kind of understanding of the logic of the game dictate how well things went, as DududeDude barely had enough magic to finish off that final torch room.
Yeah, we got to see some really great, you kind of touched on this, we got to see some really great execution from both these runners. Both of them had a phenomenal cold stare fight, very good Mothula fight, some of the more difficult fights in the game. We got to see an amazing use of the hammer in the second part of the Helmosaur fight for Bane. That's not something you would typically see all that often. I mean, just some really great execution, and boy, it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and both runners quickly making work of Muldrum 2 after getting trolled on the first go around with them. But yeah, the execution, both runners, like on Cold Stare, was another phenomenal fight for both runners. It was a treat and pleasure to be able to watch this race and commentate it.
Yeah, and you know, based on what we saw here, I mean, you can tell both of these racers really deserve to be in this Final Four, and it is going to be anybody's race with this next race. I mean, it's going to be that close.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if this goes to 3 games. You know, it can go either way. Our race last night with Zertinal Arandobi, it came down to the line. It was a 1-minute difference on that game 2. Arandobi just barely missing out on pushing to game 3, so would not be surprised if we have a similar excitement in this one. And both runners have said that if they're feeling up to it, a 3rd race could potentially happen after this one, if they're feeling up to it.
And just like that, DududeDude finishes up Aghanim 2.
Does a very good job on Aghanim 2. With Buttersword, they will be able to push these first 2 phases a little bit faster than Zaen did, make up a little bit of time, but it doesn't matter, unfortunately, as the race is over. Zaen does, once again, getting the Game 1 victory over DududeDude. Game 2 will be shortly after a quick break once DududeDude finishes. About 10 to 15 minutes to let our runners decompress, do whatever they need to, get the seed out of their mind and move on to the next one and get ready. And as a quick notice, the commentators, we will be switching out. Me and Echoes will be done here after this one, and we will be replaced by Dynasty Zero and Zelda. So definitely stick around for their commentary, and of course, game 2 between these racers. It'll be exciting. I am looking forward to watching it. I actually get to track it, so I am looking forward to being able to be a part of it once again.
And then one more time. These racers have done a fantastic job. Both of them have put on a great show. If you like what you see, once again, please give them a follow. They put in hours upon hours upon hours of great entertainment for you guys. Also, you know, shout out to my fellow commentator here, Sir Laugh-A-Lot, done a fantastic job. Does everything from commentating to tracking to restreaming. Of course, our tracker today, Lyra SRL, and of course, the one and only Clifford TBRD for the restream today. Great job, guys.
Oh, yeah, quick shout out to all them. DududeDude, dashing off the edge. And will we see a dove forfeit now that happened?
And we do. DududeDude has indeed forfeit, so once again, great race to both these guys. So with that, while we go ahead and get everything switched on over, is there anything else that you want to leave us with today, Sir Laugh-A-Lot?
You know, just want to say once again, I enjoyed watching both these runners put out their efforts, and watching their execution was very well done. Both runners put on a great show. Please give them a follow. It has been a pleasure commentating with you once again, Echoes. And Lyra, thanks for tracking, making our jobs that much easier. And Clifford, thanks for being a champ that you are and restreaming all of these. I will be excited to be able to sit back and watch this one and track the next race. And looking forward to game 2 and possibly game 3.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna step out of here. Have a great second race there, and good luck to both these runners.
GG's to Zaen once again, and DududeDude. We will see you in a few minutes.